Hey guys, okay, I'm coming to you from my car I'm going to actually scoot back a little bit. I realized I was super close. I plan to be at home, working from home today, and my job just takes me kind of in different directions, and some days I don't know where I'm going to go or where I'm going to be at, so I am going to improvise today. And I want to tell you why I started or how I got started coaching. I am a mom of two. I work full-time out of the house, and my kids keep me super, super busy. My daughter's a competitive dancer, and my son, his life is baseball. And this summer, he made a travel baseball team for next season. So we are just going to get into the thick of that here. We actually start practice this Sunday, which is crazy because it's not till next summer, but I know that it's a whole new different realm than what we're used to. I started coaching about, it'd be 2 years ago this last January, February. And it took a long time. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think my coach asked me to be a part of her team probably almost an entire year. Like, I started asking about it and looking into it the March before that year when I started. And I really wasn't looking into coaching. I just wanted to make some changes in my life. Like, I wanted to be healthy. I'd gotten to this point where I was so big. I barely make 5 foot, okay? On a good day, I'll be 5 foot tall, if my posture is really good. We were doing this commercial for my job at work, and I needed my kids to be in the commercial, and we needed a mom. And I remember, like, when I was getting ready one day, I was like, don't they say, like, the camera adds, like, 5 pounds? Well, shoot, I needed to lose like 40. And I was like, that's not going to work. So I picked up the phone and called my sister, and I'm like, Katie, I need you to come and do this thing for me. And my sister, who will pretty much do anything I ask her to do, she's like, sure, what do you need me to do, Lo? And I said, can you come and play the role of my kid's mom on this commercial we're shooting? And she's like, sure, but why aren't you doing it? And I made up some BS excuse as to why I couldn't do it. That day, my sister came, and my son says to me, he must have been like 4. No, and he's probably 5. He says, Mommy, why aren't you playing my mom? Why aren't you going to be my mom in the show? And that broke my heart. Like, I couldn't even begin to tell you what it was, or I couldn't even tell him why. Like, I couldn't tell him that I was unhappy, that I didn't like how I looked, that I was in this deep, dark hole of a place in my life that I couldn't figure out how to get out of. And as much as I love being your mommy, I can't do it. How terrible is that? That started my journey. It took me a long time. I'm not going to lie. But when I finally decided to join in on the groups, that also took me a long time. My belief wasn't there. Like, I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe that I could do anything, really. And when I think back to how many years I spent in this really dark hole, it really makes me sad, because I wonder how many more stories are out there that my kids aren't going to remember that I could create. I totally did not think I was going to get upset about this. But I lived that life for a long time. And I remember in that whole process, I remember going to this performance review, and my boss was like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was like, dude, 5 years, I'm trying to get through the day. Like, what do you mean 5 years? Like, I don't even know where I'll be at in 5 years. Trying to get through today. And I think back on all these times that have accumulated, like, where was I? Like, what was I doing? And why was I so unhappy with how I looked and where I was at? And what kind of a role model was I going to be for my kids? When I started this journey, it was amongst this community of women that were so positive. I was actually pretty positive. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Like, I hated to work out. I loved food. It's like my comfort zone. that's just what I do. It's what I did. I would eat something on my way home from work, knowing that I was going to go home and eat dinner and wouldn't show my husband. I would go to Panera and get those huge cookies, and I wouldn't get one, I'd get like 2. And I'd scarf those down in the car, and then I would throw the garbage out at like another place so that my husband never saw. Like, I loved food so much. It was my comfort. And being in this group of women who were like telling me more than just stuff I needed to know, like, I know I need to work out. I know I need to eat better. It was more than that. It was about positivity. It was about filling your mind with belief in what you can do. It's about showing up every day. And when I wouldn't show up, someone would call me, message me, where are you? What's going on? What's happening? They got to know who I was. They cared about me. It was community. Community is what sucked me in because I needed it. I needed to get out of this dark, lonely hole. I needed someone to give me their hand and say, I've got you, girl. That is why I started coaching, because I realized that I can't be the only one that's down in this hole, right? There are other women that are living their life like this. And for me, I now want to be the one that says, girl, I've got you. Take my hand and let's do this together, because I have been there. It's hard. It's hard to know, one, when you're down there, and it's hard to know that you need the help. And it's hard to know who the hell is going to help me? Who's going to be the one to give me their hand and pull me up off of this, out of this hole or off this ground, because I don't know what else to do. I got you. The women in this group have got you. There's more to you than what you might think. There's more to life. I heard this one time, because sometimes people say, successful people are, I read this quote, I gotta tell this to you really quick. You've changed since you've started this. You've changed when it's always been my intent to change. I had to change. I had to reinvent myself. I had to become somebody new. I had to develop what I had inside me. That was my intent. Something had to change. And to me, is it a struggle to coach? No. I mean, it's hard work. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. But hard to me before was being in that hole, not knowing who to go to, struggling to pay my bills, struggling to put food on the table. This right here, friends, defies odd. The hard. Defies the odds of hard. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense. It helps the hard. It combats the hard. It makes the hard worth it, because you are worth it and that family is worth it. So that is my story of coaching. That went way longer than I expected it to. I'm so sorry. I just have these things I want to share with you. So I hope you're liking the group so far. I cannot wait till I go live with you guys later today. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.